What up, y'all? My name is YT Rhymes. I'm joining you from Terrace, BC, Canada, and this is the Axe Mode Podcast, Season 2, Episode 15. We have a very special episode, don't we, Mr. East?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. This one's going to be an interesting one. You will not want to miss it. And make sure you rewatch it just in case you want to see it again.
Yes, in a few minutes, we will have Dee Marie joining us from Locked In. They are a social injustice group who plan to make a difference and a advantage in those affected by social injustice.
Very important to be aware of. Most people don't even know that your taxes are going to fund some heinous shit. And that's just putting it lightly at that point.
Yeah. But before we get to Dee Marie, I just want to talk a little bit about the Sunday Night Grind. Mr. East, you were there for the whole show.
Pretty much the whole show. I ended up falling asleep with my AirPods in, so I don't know how much I caught awake versus, like, I think I was there for a good 2 hours just chilling. Had to put my phone on a charger, so wasn't able to participate too much in the live chat. But it was a good show. A lot of good submissions. Had some weird people make some weird statements, something to do with hip-hop and why do all these people look this way. Kind of weird to incorporate into hip hop, but whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Yeah, they kind of ended up eating their words on that one, didn't they?
Yeah, split second later was the change up. It was actually pretty funny. But it was really good. A lot of support in the comments and live chats, as always. Friendly people. I saw. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Boomtack ended up showing in right as I passed out and left my phone on charger. I was going to say what's up, but passed out. It was good. Had some great ciphers on there. Let's see.
Yeah, we hope to have Boomtack on a future show here.
That would be dope.
Yeah. So they did play a few ciphers. They had Grind Mode Cypher, Ace Studios Volume 4, which they just dropped last week. They played the Raw Digga Grind Mode Cypher, which was produced by Lingo. They played Secret Sessions Volume 11, produced by Stafford Beats. A lot of different producers on this one. Grind Mode Cypher Affiliated Volume 2, produced by Flip Jackson. The Chris Webby Grind Mode Cypher Volume 1. Grind Mode Cypher Ocean City Volume 6, and they ended the show off with the very first cypher, Grind Mode Cypher Volume 1, Shameless Self-Promotion Series.
That's a dope variety of years for sure. A lot of good selections from people.
Yeah. So as I always say, make sure to head over to that Grind Mode Cypher channel. Check out Sunday Night Grind so you can hear what me and Mr. East were talking about, people acting weird in the chat. And make sure to check out the new ciphers. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell right next to it so you can get notified every time they drop new content.
And don't forget, when you tune in to Grind Mode and you see people submit their music and invest, the $5 here or whatever they want to pay, not only is the song getting reviewed, but so many times I've seen great advice specifically to what the artist needs to make the song hit that harder. Or if the producer is in the chat too, they'll be like, yo, this, that, let me know, like I could help. And it's really an open, very open and accepting community is one of the things I really enjoy about it. So definitely check out that aspect too. And the sense of humor that they all have over there is great. If you need to pick me up on the sense of humor, there is always something there on Sunday. Always.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of producers in the chat, a lot of artists in the chat. It's a great way to network. Make sure to check out their shop as well. They do custom merchandise. And yeah, it's a great community. It's a great way to promote your music. So make sure to send your music into the Sunday Night Grind by emailing them at sundaynightgrind@gmail.com.
I'm never going to forget that one episode. I already forgot the guy's name, but he was a teacher at a school and he got his students to rap with him.
Yeah.
I already forgot his name. That was really freaking cool.
Yeah, Mr. Washington, I think it was.
Yes, that's what it is, Mr. Washington. Man, that was inspiring.
That was really cool. He had was actually in a classroom with his children, and they were all rapping to a song. It was really cool to see. It's great for the culture.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's bring on our special guest for today's show, Dee Marie, who is a co-founder of Locked In. She is a teacher of teachers, so to say. She helps people get their master's degree and helps people become teachers, and she's also a lead singer of a country music band. Welcome, Dee Marie.
Thanks, guys, for having me. Appreciate it. Good to be on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for coming on.
So, Mr. East, why don't you open the show up with some questions for Dee Marie?
Oh, man. Let's see. Teacher of teachers. What is the weirdest subject you had to, like, what is the weirdest aspect that you have to teach people when it comes to becoming a teacher?
For me, what I notice is that teachers are the worst students. And so, just like nurses are the worst patients, it's the same type of thing. And so, the excuses that teachers give, as far as trying not to do the work, or it's too much, or this, that, and the other, it's the same thing that you deal with whenever you have students in your class, and they kind of give this exact same excuses. And it's kind of funny because they are on the other side. When they're a teacher, they're trying to tell their students, no, X, Y, and Z, that's this, that, and the other. But then whenever they become a student, they resort right back into the student mode of trying to get away with stuff and do the least amount possible and all that type of stuff. So I find that very, very funny that that happens. But yeah, I would say that that's probably the weirdest thing that I see whenever teaching wise. So.
Now, when it comes to being oh, my bad.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You go, YT. I know. I've always wanted to know, when it comes to being a teacher, when you teach teachers, do you have to incorporate more of a very like structure guideline, or do you like incorporate philosophical with it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it more of a philosophical notion versus a structured notion when it comes to making the connection with a teacher trying to become a teacher?
When it comes to teaching in the higher ed realm, you have more flexibility as far as the structure, whereas compared to K-12, you're pretty strict on the guidelines of what you have to be teaching, when teaching, teaching towards the test. The students have to pass X, Y, and Z to be able to move on, and so forth like that. So it's a little bit more structured in the K-12 system. But when it comes to higher ed, there's a little bit more flexibility and more creativity that can be able to happen, though creativity really is based on the teacher and who you are as a person. If you're really into the arts and stuff like that, really being able to incorporate that type of stuff so that you can do cross-disciplinary things and make learning fun, because that's the whole point. You want to make learning fun, because it is. But if you're one of those teachers that's just trying to just get through the paycheck and get through the day, it becomes, teaching is boring, and kids hate it. And so with higher education, I like to include humor. I like to include groups and philosophies and discussions and all these different types of things, because I think that we learn best when we're teaching each other and when we're having not only am I standing up here and you're listening to me, but I'm the teacher, I'm the guide, basically. I'm supposed to be here to guide you. You're the ones who are doing this learning together. And so the more opportunity that I give the students to be able to have that, the more they can be able to grasp the information and let it stick, and not just try and do it to the test and then it comes out of the brain type of thing.
Okay. I like that. That's good to know for anybody out there who didn't know that before. Now you know that there is more flexibility when you shoot above K through 12. That is cool.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that as well, just to show a bit of clarity to the audience that you're not teaching teachers to be teachers in K to 12 settings. Are they more gauged towards college or university?
I teach actually both. The more that actually the majority of what I'm teaching is the teachers who are going to be the K-12 teachers.
Okay.
And so that's, for me, I feel it's so important that I give them the guides of what being, and what teaching is the purpose of, and what your power is as a teacher, and how you can be able to change lives, and how important that is, and being able to reflect that in making learning fun and making it equitable. Being able to show, our textbooks are not very equitable as far as showing all of the cultures that are out there, and showing what all of the cultures have contributed to this world that we live in, and being able to make sure that even though we are given guidelines as teachers of what we're supposed to teach, you need to, as a teacher, supplement that information so that all your students get the best information and feel included in that classroom, because not everybody is white, and not everybody has the white background of what majority of our textbooks are saying. And so it's really important that I let the when I'm teaching, reflect that, so that they understand and grasp that they have a responsibility as a teacher, not only to make sure that their children are safe, and make sure that the children are learning, but they need to also be learning about more than just what those textbooks are giving, because a lot of it is empty, and a lot of it's missing. So
Yes, it is. I'll agree with that. I can't count how many times I've looked at a history book alone and just seen the mass conflicting statements when you actually go places and you see the things that have happened throughout history. There's definitely a different picture painted.
absolutely. And it's important to make sure that that's included in our classrooms, and also that the students that are of diverse cultures understand that you guys have a huge influence on what United States has been and has become. And just because you've been quote unquote written out doesn't mean that you are out, and you need to be able to find your place. And in my classrooms, I celebrate diversity, and I want to make sure diversity and inclusivity is at the forefront in the curriculum that's being taught.
Yes,
That's
that's
awesome.
something that we all do need more in the world, is more teaching on what all inclusive actually means. Because out there in the world, I've heard some very strange definitions of what all inclusive means for sure. You know,
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
It's definitely become a blurred vision over the years.
for sure.
So, I just wanted to ask one more thing. If
Mhm.
you had a key piece of advice for anybody wanting to become a teacher or wanting to further their career into becoming a college or university teacher, what would that key piece of advice be?
One, you have to have a love for it. This is not something that is for the faint of heart. Um, One, you're not going to get paid what you're worth. So it's, don't go into it for the money, because you're never going to get the pay that you deserve for what you go through. You have to have a love of that teaching, and being able to get that light bulb to switch in a student's eyes and a student's brain. And you have to have that love for wanting to go into this field, because if you don't, then I highly recommend do not do this, because it's not easy work. um, but to be a university person, to teach for university, you have to have obviously at least your bachelor's, and if depending on what area in college that you're teaching, they're going to want you to have a master's as well before you start teaching collegiate. So anything from higher ed, you're going to want to have a master's or higher to typically be teaching in college. But depending on the need and what areas the subject is, they may just take a bachelor's as far as teaching at the university, but you'll be only as a contract teacher. You can't become a professor or full-time anything until you get that doctorate, PhD type of thing. So that's good to know for people who are wanting to do higher ed. But as far as going into the K-12 system, my biggest thing is that you have to have a love for teaching, and that don't go into it with just, oh, I get my summers off and I get vacations, and this is the reason why I want to go into the field, because you're doing it a disservice if that's the reason why you're going in.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to do it for the kids and be patient about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowledge takes patience, and that's how wisdom is formed with
Yep.
what you were trying to learn.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's branch off a little bit. Let's actually go into Locked In and what Locked In is about. How did you get started with Locked In?
Locked in. So how it started was actually in the visiting room of CTF here in California. I was visiting Van Houston in the visiting room, and he was working on curriculum that he was wanting to get started in the prison systems. And from there, at the table in the visiting room, we just started developing a vision for being able to uh, help not only the incarcerated population, but also help our communities and the youth before they even get into that situation. And so that's the purpose of Locked In, is we're just trying to break barriers, stereotypes that are out there through communication. We're wanting to key piece is education. I mean, I'm in education and I know how important education is. And so a lot of times when we aren't educated on the different things that are in our laws or what's in our society that we're passing, it does such a detriment to our society, and it puts people, especially of color, more at risk for getting incarcerated. And disproportionate sentencing. And so doing education for our youth to be able to try and help with that that breaking of those stereotypes, and kind of helping with their own social emotional growth, so that they don't go into a life of crime before it's too late. And then a big piece as well is going into action, and that's really where we reach out to our community, to our public, to our members, to be able to take action. So now that you've been educated, now that you have the communication and know what's going on, now it's time for us to act, because what's the point if we're just talking and talking and nothing ever happens? And so the biggest thing is to take action. And so we're working to help try and change laws, but also we have a segment called In Their Words, where we have people who are incarcerated share their story, and basically we as the people can be able to write letters to the district attorney to be able to help them to get resentenced, because they're either disproportionate sentencing, or prison is being used as basically a babysitting tool instead of getting them into the facility that's necessary, like a drug and rehab facility. That's what they really need. They're not a violent criminal, they have a drug problem, and so they shouldn't be in prison for a drug problem for 25 years and not getting any help. They should be in the right place. And so those types of things, and taking action to be able to make change and better our justice system for reform, and be able to give people a second chance at life. So
That's awesome.
Amazing what people can do when you actually give them the proper tools to give them the chance to unteach themselves. The Well, I say people in general are taught a lot of arbitrary and useless things. So, as people, we need to make sure that there is that opportunity, like you say, that we do rise up and take action and let it be known. Because how can we give a chance, or how can real change happen if don't give the tools? Because me seeing, I have a lot of friends that have been out of the systems, and most of them end up just going back because they don't get the tools.
exactly.
And love, like, I mean, it's a very simple concept, but sometimes it seems to be, when it comes to prison daycare, as you stated, that it kind of goes out the window completely. It's like a public service announcement you tell people so that they give you money through taxes, and then nothing gets done with it. It's like empty promises. It's horrible.
Well, prison is a moneymaker. That's really what
Yeah,
it is. That's the
absolutely.
reason why nothing has changed, because it's money, and anything that has money is always going to be very hard to change, because obviously people want to be billionaires. And so that's the reason why our prison system has stayed archaic for however long it has, is because it's a moneymaker. But the biggest thing is that, if we can get correct rehabilitation, um, into these facilities, to be able to help people break cycles of trauma, because that's the reason a lot of us have these issues is trauma, and we don't get the counseling, we don't get the tools and the areas that we need to be able to face these traumas and know where they come from and why I'm acting out the way that I am based off of these traumas, and being able to break those cycles so that we don't keep on going back into the prison and doing, the merry-go-round of prison life, and breaking those cycles and just reforming prison. Because again, not saying that prison isn't necessary. There's a part for what it does play, for what it needs, but there's a large part that is not necessary and is broken and needs to be able to be reformed, to be able to not send everybody to prison, but send people to the correct places of where they need to go to be able to get rehabilitated and change these cycle patterns. So
It's very true. I mean, if anybody's ever researched how long it takes for people, even if you just stay 8 months in a county jail, there's a lot of people who don't realize that there is a long social adjustment period, especially when you go from a tiny box to this what seems like an infinite space of, I guess, fuckery. Because it doesn't. After I spent 8 months in jail, it was strange to be told, hey, you don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. and work 12 hours in the kitchen today. You can actually just go cook your own food. You can go get a job if you want to. It's really uncomfortable. I mean, I can only imagine, like, with the people that you and Troublemaker work with, like, in different areas, like, how insane it must be for some people who are spending 20, 15, 18, almost 30 plus years in a hole. Not just a cell where you can walk over to your bunkmate and be like, what's up, buddy? Or you can just walk over 4 bunks down the way like people do in public counties. It's not easy. And
what do you think that does to you mentally? Like that, it completely breaks you down. You're literally treated as a number and as an animal, and then you're asked in board of parole hearings what you've done to change your life, or how have you bettered yourself. Well, you haven't even treated me like a human being for however long, first off, to be able for me to even get my mind wrapped around how I need to be able to be better, let alone, programming. Not every institution has the best programming, or they're all full. And so you have to get on a waiting list. And then to get on that waiting list, how long does that take to get on a waiting list? And so there's just so many things that are broken that also break the spirit as well whenever you're incarcerated. And we need to do a better job. We need to do a better job of that.
Absolutely. I think the stigmatism that has been placed in people's minds that it only affects people that are in that box is absolute lunacy. It affects, for every one person locked up in jail, I guarantee you there is an extra 10 to 25, maybe even 100 people that are affected by it. Whether it's direct or indirectly, people are dramatically affected by it.
Well, this is a perfect podcast right after Martin Luther King. And what did he say? He said, where one is affected directly, all are affected indirectly. And so
an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, those words ring true however many years still later after his influence and what he's done. And it's we need to be doing something about that. So
definitely. I completely agree. So make sure to go and check out lockedin.info. You can check out their podcasts as well. They have Breaking Bread. They have In the Box. There's education opportunities. You can become a member of Locked In. You can contact them, and you can check out their shop as well. So I just wanted to ask one more question. Let's talk about the team and how the team was formed.
So our team is made of people who have been incarcerated in the past, and so and have done the work and are doing amazing work out in our communities. And so we have Graham Finocchio, who was on your guys' podcast on Saturday. Johnny Howe. We have Tony Hyung. Those have been incarcerated. Van Houston is also a co-founder, and he's also still incarcerated. And hopefully this year he will be getting out. Crossing fingers. That's what we're working on. And then we have also myself. We have a college professor, Dr. John Brown's Childs, as well as a college counselor, LeJean Morse, who also has gone into the prison systems and has done teaching in the prison systems and stuff, as well as Dr. Brown Childs has created a curriculum that he teaches in the prison system. And so all people who have either been in prison or are affected by prison, I have gone into prison to be able to help. That's our team that we're working with to be able to do this curriculum, do this work that's out there, because who knows better than the people who've gone through it, right? So
Absolutely.
to know what we need to break down.
Absolutely. So make sure to go and check out Locked In, and yeah, I want to segue that into our music segment.
Yeah.
And something we don't usually talk about on the Axpode podcast, which is country music.
First time, woo!
First time for everything. Yeah. First time for me. First time for me as well, I'll have to say, because I have a background in Christian and gospel music. That's what I've been doing most of my life, but I wanted to branch out. And so about 5 years ago is when I branched out to do, outside of the church type of stuff. And so I got into country, but I have done jazz, I've done R&B, and then now I'm doing country and rock. And so just kind of, I love all music, and so I like to be able to just explore all of it. So
wicked. So why don't you talk about the bands that you're in?
Well, the one that I'm in right now is called Sweet Mischief. And so we are a country rock band, harmonies, big time as far as that, which I feel is missing a lot of times now in our music. And so we're bringing harmonies back. We're a 6-piece band, and we've been going for 6 years now, and just a lot of fun. We're playing bars. We've played the Ontario amphitheater. We play fairs. We play backyard parties if you're wanting, country dance halls and stuff like that. And it's a lot of fun. It's something to do on the side to feed my soul, because music is really my passion and my love. And so it's really hard to do that as a full-time gig. And so I try to just feed my soul where I can outside of the other work that I do.
Definitely. Mr. East, do you have any questions?
So you said you played in a jazz band?
I didn't play in a jazz band, but I sang in a jazz band.
Okay.
Or jazz group, shall I say. Yeah.
What was your favorite part about participating in the genre of jazz?
Oh, God. I love jazz. It's just the music. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, jazz to me is it's just such beautiful music that's there. You don't have that kind of music. Yeah. So it's hard to explain, but I absolutely love jazz and blues. And so whenever I got to be able to sing in a group, to be able to do a couple things, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I would say about jazz and blues is that it's very accompanying, and it's just pure communication.
Mm-hmm.
It's just music on a communication basis.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way that, there's the swing and the, just the different fluctuations in music with jazz, blues that you don't see across so many other genres, right?
And I feel like you can really feel the soul, hear the heart whenever you're doing jazz and blues. It's like the meat and potatoes. You could just feel it.
Yeah.
And it's one of the few genres of music that you can just type it in randomly, with no vocals in it.
Yeah.
And it talks to you.
Yeah.
It's just
communication.
Yeah, and the range is so wide.
Yeah.
You've got jazz that's just instrumental, you got jazz that's vocal jazz, and you got everything, and then you got jazz that's like all over the place type of jazz, and then you got jazz that's more structured. So I mean, it's like anything is the full gamut, and that's what's so wonderful. It's like the color wheel, the spectrum that you can be able to enjoy of jazz. Like it just can meet anybody where you're at. So
Now, I have a really random jazz question. Are you familiar with the people who made the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack?
I am not. No.
Oh my goodness, you would love the jazz on there. Like it's really, really crazy. I love jazz.
Just a quick message to the audience. You may know that Mr. East has mentioned Cowboy Bebop plenty of times across.
Dude, I got the vinyl in my play. Right here in my player.
I'm gonna have to put together a Mr. East Cowboy Bebop montage of both seasons.
You should have sponsorship from them, basically, for all the times that he
Move
mentions
on
them.
record. Sponsor me, please. I'll do good by you. I've been watching since 1998. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to our listeners and our viewers. We got Willie P out in Thailand. We got Vincent Schleider from the East Coast. Corey Loach. We got Brother Bear just joined us, and also Pinky. So shout outs
What
to
up, guys?
shout outs to our
Pinky,
viewers and listeners.
Gonna have to catch up on a phone call sometime this week, Brother Bear. Sorry, I haven't responded to your message yet. Good morning, Willie P. And to the two other people I'm not familiar with, man. Thanks to both of you for coming on. Like that's what's up. That is what's up.
Yeah, much love, y'all. So, Dee Marie, before we go, what are your plans for 2022 and the plans for Locked In for 2022?
So we started in June officially of 2021. So just a little under a year. And the plans for this year we're working on going nonprofit. So we're just about to submit paperwork for that. And be able to go for the grants to be able to start our curriculum. So we created a 5 keys curriculum that we're really excited about to be able to teach to our community, basically our youths that are, either in the juvenile hall system or that are, at risk, shall we say. This curriculum, we really want to be able to teach that to them because, again, this is to try and help heal some traumas, understanding before you get into, before it becomes too late type of thing, and you get into the prison system. And so we're wanting to roll that out. We also have a Value Within, which we just started, and it's basically a segment where we have children of incarcerated parents be able to do a quick 5-minute video about how that affected them or how they've been affected by that. And for their story, what we're doing is that we're going and we're giving them one-on-one advising, goal setting, and everything for college, because a lot of times they don't have that guidance to know to be able to get into the higher ed system. And so we want to be able to help them with that process, as well as giving them a letter of recommendation for their college application experience. So we're doing that as well too. And then just keep on going with our podcast, Breaking Bread, which is helping to break down those stereotypes, hear different people's stories, kind of the same things that you guys are doing as well too. And then keep on doing the action pieces, which is, in their words, to try and get people resentenced, as well as try and change some of these laws to be able to help people be able to get out of the prison system, kind of break some of these archaic laws that are keeping people incarcerated for much longer than they should be. So those are some of the goals that we have for this year, to keep doing and just moving forward in making some changes and helping people in our prison systems, as well as those in our community. That's what we're here for. So.
That's an amazing aim and mission that you have for the year, and I commend you for doing the projects that you're continually taking action.
And it means
Thank
a lot
you.
to people out there. Like, it has a huge impact on people. I hope like more people who are involved in projects like yours. I myself been helping setting one up. I hope that the more that you vocalize it, the more people that draw to it, because it is more than a 200-year-old issue.
Hmm.
Like, through
It's the
every
new form of
country
it's a
in
new
the
form of
world.
slavery, basically, is what
Yeah,
this is.
no,
So,
it's one of the only ways, still legal ways, that you can do slavery now.
yeah, yeah. And so it needs to be changed, and we all need to raise our voices to be able to do that. And that's why doing your guys' podcast and getting the word out as much as possible to let people know that we can make a change. Just because you're one person doesn't mean that you don't mean anything. Because just like, as I use this analogy, just like a drop in a pond, you have ripple effects. There was only one drop, but you have ripple effects. And I'm only one person, but I have ripple effects. And those ripples can be able to make huge tidal waves later on. And so I think all of us need to realize that even though I'm one person, we can make a huge difference in our world. And we just need to be able to stand up, educate ourselves, and be able to move forward in that. And so it's really important to know what's going on in our world, and not be swayed by the powers that be and feel like we're too small and insignificant, because we're not.
We're giants. That's
Yep.
why they have to keep you in a box so you forget that. We're
Absolutely.
all kings and queens in the eye of the universe. And
That's right.
people who try to throw kings and queens, they can't keep it hidden forever. Everything does come to light.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Dee Marie, I just want to thank you again for appearing with us on the show today. And we hope to have more people from Locked In on the Axe Mode podcast, as
For
well
sure.
as the Globally Challenged podcast. Hopefully, we don't have any audio issues like we did.
Yeah.
We'll have Graham come back on again. Don't worry.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I just want to commend you again for the project that you've harnessed with Locked In, and teaching the teachers, as I said before.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're fighting the good fight on many fronts. Keep it up. I
Yeah,
Thank
respect.
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
And I wish you great things with your music this year.
Thank
Hope
you. I hope so. So it'll be fun.
Absolutely. You are right.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can all get back on stage and start doing festivals again very
Oh,
soon. I don't like to say the C word on the podcast, so
yeah. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I miss it severely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
definitely, definitely. I've tried to like I said before, I've tried to do online live streams, and they're not the same.
It's
They're not
not. It's
the
not at
same.
all. Yeah. There's something about being there live. You just get that energy, and this it's just, yeah, it's a whole another
Human
world. Like,
experience.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, is there anything else you would like to tell the audience before we let you go today?
yeah, just make sure to check us out on our website, lockedin.info, as well as our YouTube page. We have a Facebook and Instagram as well too. Make sure to subscribe, as well as become a member, so that you can be able to get in on the forefront of some of these new things that we're starting, and on these action items that we've got going on. So yeah, for sure, please just spread the word and join in the fight.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely. Mr. East, do you have any closing statements for Dee Marie before we let her go?
I hope to see more next time. I hope to see you and Troublemaker do a podcast sometime. Power the
Okay.
mind, the women power behind you guys.
Yeah, man, for
It's
sure.
amazing fun what you do, and it's just awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's just fucking awesome. And like I said earlier, you give people that chance, and love, it is the most positive weapon you will ever have in the universe. Don't ever doubt it, and if you do, better go check yourself.
Mhm. Thank you guys for what you're doing. I really appreciate it. Thank you for letting me come on your platform and be able to just kind of spread the word of Locked In and what we're trying to do, and just trying to better this world that we live in. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Dee Marie. We hope you have an amazing day.
Thank you too.
Bless
Bye,
up.
guys.
Peace.
So that was Dee Marie of Locked In. Make sure to hit up lockedin.info. Make sure to check the about section so you can read up what they're about. Make sure to check out their shop and make sure to show them support in their fight against social injustice.
Hell yeah, a lot of heroes out there. And not that they're looking for the recognition, but the good works need to be known. There's so many, just like Global does, man, so many things out there that the world doesn't know. It's not what it's about, but we want you to know that the world is going to become a better place. And it's like she said, like if you're in it for the wrong reasons or you're trying to build something fast that won't last, don't even bother. Like go in with the best intentions and watch what happens to the people around you. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, that's real
It's
talk.
cool as shit. It's so cool on the Actual Podcast to have people come on like that.
Yeah, I think we had an amazing episode with Dee Marie. And make sure to go check out their podcast as well, the Breaking Bread podcast, as well as the In the Box podcast on Spotify. And you can also check out the Axe Mode podcast on Spotify now as well. So make sure to go and do that.
Absolutely. And only here on the Axmo Podcast and Globally Challenged will you see stuff like that happen. Maybe more now.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have people on Axes Up and Bury the Needle that are tattoo artists that are in the same line of work. Who knows?
Yeah, I think this may blossom into a fantastic collaboration. And I'm looking forward to it.
When life gives you doors, sometimes you don't open them, but I promise you should probably start opening more of those doors in life. Like just generally speaking with people out there, how was it? They contacted us or did we contact them?
They contacted us actually.
Yeah, so like, I know on Facebook and shit out there, like there's a lot of people who hit your inbox and shit on like some like ridiculous shit. But like check some of them out. Maybe you might have written it off too quick. I'm glad that was not the case with this. Amazing people, amazing organization.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's going to blossom into a great collaboration between us both, and we are looking forward to having more people from Locked In on both the podcasts.
Absolutely. So, YAT, should we give them that Ace Studio Volume 4 now, or should we get into the giveaway you're doing this month?
Let's do the giveaway first, and then we will get into the Grind Mode Cypher Ace Studios Volume 4 that we are going to play for you. So the giveaway that I will be doing this month, if you guys hit the comment section and put a hashtag Axe Mode in the comment section, I am giving away a copy of AZ the Format on vinyl record.
And the winner of that will receive a sticker pack from me.
There we go.
I totally forgot to mention that the last 2 episodes.
That's okay. That's okay. I got a sticker pack as well, so maybe it'll be a double sticker pack from the Axe Mode podcast.
Dee Marie said Axe Mode. Hashtag Axe Mode. That's the third one on the list. That's Brother Bear, Willie P, and now Dee Marie.
There we go. There we go. Thank you for joining the contest, Dee Marie.
Righteous. Participation. We just talked about that. Action. Right there.
Yes.
Even though it's through a keyboard, that is technically action. See?
I think he just joined.
All right. I'm going to write those down quick. Oh. Snafu. I don't even have a pen on me. In my own office, don't even have a damn pen.
It's okay. We can go back and review that after.
Exactly.
But Mr. East, I wanted to ask you about Wild East Entertainment. What's going on?
All right. So Wild East Entertainment has taken an interesting turn. I am getting involved with a project called the Red Ribbon Experience. YT got a brief talk to the person earlier on speakerphone. It's an old high school friend of mine, Nemoy. She's starting this project called the Red Ribbon Experience. It's peer-supported healing through in-person events and through an interactive hotline, accompanied by live events such as poetry slams, constructive writings. I mean, it's going to be really cool. And I will have more in-depth details on how you can function with this and how it'll work and how peer support works and the confidentiality. But I could go on for an hour and a half about that. Just stay tuned for details. There will be a page made for it, and hopefully the friend gets released from immigration holding in the next 45 to 50 days. Music wise, Sleep Sinatra came out with an album called In the Image of God. In the Image of God. Pretty dope album. A lot of producers on there, including himself on there. Pretty dope. Let's see. There's been a lot of Calistro Records movement going on. We got the Escobari and Hippos, a song from that album, a single released. The album comes out in about 2.5 weeks. It's called Escobari and Hippos, and the song with Maze Overlay and DJ Dolo 76 is Settle Our Own. Definitely a dope song. Let's see. We got, I think Mason Graves and VHS are probably wrapping up the last bits for the summit. That'll be on the way. Lux Wave just released a new track. It's called Spirit Water. Pretty dope. Pretty damn dope.
Yeah, I heard that on your video there.
Yeah, that beat was too cool. I thought it was really a dope beat. I haven't heard something like that in a really long time.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
See, I've just been like reaching out to producers and whatnot, getting to know new producers out in Ontario and whatnot. And, like, there's some pretty cool people out there. I have to say, BK Bones, he worked with Mars Uno on a track recently. I ordered the vinyl for it coming this next month, actually. Might put it on the vinyl player and do a little live play on Instagram for it when it gets here. We wanted to do that with all the vinyls I've had. Let's see.
What about the Grind Mode Cypher and Wild East Entertainment kind of collaboration for Maze Overlay?
Oh, yeah. So we did have a Maze Overlay album review. And we just had the Maze Monday song released, West 10, also produced by DJ Dolo 76. Dope track, happens to be my favorite song, West 10. Let's see. Actually, that's almost wrapping up. That's pretty close to the end of the album review playlist track, actually. Huh. I have to do another album review soon. So, album reviews. There is several of them. So 200 is a 10-song album review. Now, if you want to mix a couple of your albums together, like that, you're going to have to hit AOK up or Lingo at his Gmail to get the technicals on that. But there's also a 300 album review, and I think that goes up to like 25 songs, if I'm not mistaken. But every song that you have, for example, if you pay $200 for the album review, that's you have 8 songs, 8 weeks of promotion. They will put it on your playlist. They'll upload it to your channel.
My bad.
No, you're good. No, I was just like, yeah, that actually works pretty well. Yeah, no. See that? You hear that electricity going in the background? You hear that? 8 weeks of promoting, a week per track that you get after the album review. Every album review, the 2 that I've done so far, were an hour and a half review. Everybody enjoyed it. It's really cool. You get your music uploaded there. You get the reviews from some dope individuals, Lingo and AOK, and the live chat crew, producers, artists, and just people who enjoy hip hop. It's pretty fucking dope and well worth the investment, let me tell you.
Hell yeah. Speaking of Grind Mode Cypher, why don't we get into Ace Studios Volume 4? It's produced by Evil Dead. I'm going to line up the share screen here. Mr. East, why don't you let them know who's on the cipher?
Oh, damn. Let me pull out my binoculars. Oh, dear. All right. Yeah. We got Ability, Trip B, East Cali, and Vendetta of PCP. Let's get this shit started.
I guess I couldn't have even made that any bigger for you, but you did a good job at that.
No, the highlighting helped, for real.
All right. Awesome. So let's get right into it. We're about to play Grind Mode Cypher, Ace Studios Volume 4, produced by Evil Dead, right here on the Axe Mode.
Grind Mode Cypher. Ace Studio.
I bet you can feel the pain in what I paint. I bet you can feel the angles that I take. I'm hanging by a thread, fully upside down, but I'm still shooting like the Boondock Saints. I feel like Mozart with no heart, blacked out with no spark. That's how the show starts. Me on my own, a blank canvas and a brush for all the shit that got stuck, fully bottled up and stuffed deep inside of my soul. And as an artist, I got drive, get this fan go. And once it starts, there's no telling just where it can go. With every stroke, feel the pressure dissipate and unfold. The resurrection, a collection of my self-made gold. Michelangelo 16, Booth became the 16. PP sailing and it seems that he got big dreams. No time to pause, I got my future to forge. I've been in my bag and trust me, this is something you can't afford.
Hey yo, lay wide awake, guys open to the bullshit. Life at home, so I even went to school sick. Walked around the halls, came addicted to the kids. Started acting out and got in trouble cause the shit fit. You see, pops wasn't home and I needed that. I had an ego so big, started feeding that. A bad day, came home, shit, I need to rap. Escape reality, it's sad to me, I needed that. And now my pen game strong as I flip a scroll. I'm glad this rap game took me down a different road. If life a ride, think it's time for a different boat. If life a song, think it's time for a different note. Let's make these kids wanna rap and be real again. Each and every lyric, give them something they can feel again. And if you hate, test my pen, it's the most fire. Won't hesitate to turn a rapper to a ghost rider.
East Cali. I was down bad, had to get the bag. Wasn't focusing up on these raps, but I'm gonna be back. Listen, never you mind that little blunder. I know they start to wonder, like what was up with East? Well, I never go under. I blame that on the hunger and selling everything that I had cooked up in the kitchen just to flip so you can listen. How I get here, working all night, then I'm on the road. GMC family asking me about the shit I sold. That costs 100 a gram, in case you didn't know. And it's strictly only for fiends, it can take your soul. I spit my woes, instead of me stressing. I don't take it as a loss, only take it as a lesson. And my brothers never fronted on me even for a second. Told me bring your ass right back here, let's get blessings. I been flipping some weight, now I'm flexing. I was solo, now I'm gang, what I'm repping in the dojo. Kung Fu strong and I'm stepping. It's a no, I won't quit, I'm invested.
These keys are pulling on my heartstrings. I'm digging deep into these offerings to off things vulnerable. Tell them who you only think they know when you. We lost so many people in every sequel, it's horrible. Try to front like nothing's wrong, but your people are on to you. See me smoking alone at events, I'm not ignoring you. I lost my mother at 23, that was hard to manage. Another brother at 19 from different parents. 2 phone calls that dim my life. You find out, one's fighting for the one lost life. When they say some different faces make you smile on sight, but then they go on the physical phone for years. I cried all night. Fuck it, yeah. I had to put the pieces back together. I tried to understand it and channel it through vendetta. If you know Andrew, then you feel that he's sincere. Let's be clear. And that's the only reason we still here.
Grind Mode Cypher, Ace Studios, Volume 4, produced by Evil Dead. We really brought the souls out of them rappers on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved just the emotion that poured out from it, and it was sincere. Like there was realness to it. You know, it was dope. Yeah. Lingo and AOK said it, man. Like you're just gonna have to go check that one out when they played it on the Grind Mode Sunday Night Grind, presented by Grind Mode Cypher. They just nailed it on the head with their review, their feedback of the song. Like it's an on-point track. It really does bring out the soul. It was very well put together.
Yeah, definitely. All MCs did fire verses on that one. I think that's honestly one of the best beats I've heard from Evil Dead yet.
You never cease to impress me.
Yeah, he's a dope producer, definitely. So let's go into our Battle Axe Global segment. Mr. East, you were promoting a couple things with Doe the Unknown and Top Shelf Radio, weren't you?
Top Shelf Radio, all right. So co-host Doe, brother Doe the Unknown, great guy, singer, rapper, father, great guy. He's got this awesome show, Top Shelf Radio. talk about a variety of things, also playing dope ass music. So you're gonna need to check that out. Head over to Doe the Unknown. Head over to Top Shelf Radio. You will find a lot there. Last week, or last episode, I'm saying I'm always saying things I don't need to. Okay, so last episode, they actually had somebody who knows the real moves of martial arts. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They also service to a variety of people. Really great show. You guys are gonna have to check it out. Then we got the VGHL running till April. That's gonna be cool. So I think that was longer than I thought it would be. So y'all are gonna see a lot more of it. We got the All-Star games on the way. Willie P doing his recreation magic as always. He has some things underway that YT and I think y'all are gonna like in the long run. I don't know if Willie P's actually put the info out there, so I don't wanna ruin the surprise, but I think y'all gonna like it.
Yeah, the VGHL is in full effect. I don't want to give too much away for Willie P. Make sure to head over to VGHL_official on Facebook, as well as Axes Up TV, so you can check out the games that we play online when we play the VGHL.
And we got some big news coming from the board of directors in the future, so stay tuned for that. BetaX Global. It ain't just in one part of the world, we everywhere. And applicants, Brother Bear, thanks for helping me making the applicant Devron Coffee feel welcome. He really enjoyed talking to us the other day, and respect everybody out there. I made a post about it the other day. It is so cool to see people sending in applications from all over. I got some from New Jersey, some from Florida, some from Texas. It's really cool to see people wanting to come together to make a positive impact and not just think a selfish game. It's just fucking awesome. I don't even know what to say beyond that. It's just really fucking cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Battle Axe Global, we are artists of all forms, musicians of all sounds. We are across the world, in Thailand, in Australia, in Europe, in the US, and also in Canada. So yeah, make sure to check out backswarglobal.com. There is a link to the application on the front page. And make sure to check out the shop because there's some big updates coming to the shop very soon.
Oh yeah, I imagine it'll be near the end of the first quarter, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
And let's see if there's anybody out there in any of like the countries that we've mentioned, and you know a DL, just reach out to them and ask them if you can use them as a reference. References are important. Doesn't mean you won't get approved or anything, but it helps us establish communication in a different type of way. I guess it's a familiar thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like Devrin, for example, he reached out to me a while back because he knew Kavanaugh and somebody else. I can't remember who, but we started talking a year and a half ago, and he recently filled out the application, and now he's going to be starting his hang around time soon. And then after that, just as the time goes, soon after that, we'll see. It's really cool,
Oh, also one more thing before we wrap it up. I don't know if you want to let the cat out the bag yet, but what's going on next Sunday?
I don't got no cats and no bags. That's animal cruelty, bro.
I do not support animal cruelty or the actual podcast.
I am just
supporting animal cruelty.
If you know somebody who's beating an animal right now, go beat their ass. I'll thank you. All right. So, Wax Pack and his co-host have invited me on to the Nail Biters podcast. We might have to push it back to the following Sunday. It might be this Sunday. I will be posting details probably on Thursday if it's this Sunday. If not, on Sunday, you will see me making a post on the episode. We'll be talking about music. If it's this week, it'll be the new Earl Sweatshirt album. We'll be talking about it a little bit. Kind of excited. Been a minute since I've listened. The other one was Mugs and Rigs. I forgot the name of the album, but it's a new album. If it's going to be the following week, we'll be talking about that. And just bullshitting, just conversating about whatever comes to mind. Poke the mind a little bit.
Hell yeah.
I still need to use it later.
Yeah, we do have a episode with Wax Pack in the vault. It will probably come out on our Spotify. So make sure to stay tuned to our YouTube and Spotify. We will have some exclusives for both, as well as our Facebook comments and viewers, as always. So make sure to do us a favor. Head over to our YouTube page, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button if you're feeling supportive. And yeah, we will see you at the same time, same place next week, Tuesday, 3:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My name is YT Rhymes. I've joined you from Terrace, BC, Canada, and I'm always with my co-host,
Mr. East from Fox Cities, Wisconsin. Hope you all have a great night. And if you're out where it's snowing right now, get the hell inside. It's cold. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Much love, y'all. Peace out.
Peace.